Good evening. Welcome to the March 18th Historic Commission meeting. We can start with Pledge of Allegiance. We do have three right now. Ms. Whitney, would you like to?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right, roll call. Commissioner Whitney.
Present.
Commissioner Blitch.
Present.
Commissioner Dinkelacher is present. Commissioner Vogt and Mono are both absent? Okay. We do have a quorum, so we'll proceed. I don't think anybody's going to be recusing themselves, right? Is there any call for agenda modification? Nope. And moving on to the minutes, has everybody read last month's minutes from our February meeting?
I move to approve them.
Does anybody have any comments or anything?
No, they're great
Oh,
minutes.
you moved to approve them?
Right. I'll second that to approve them as written.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right, on to our first item under certificates of appropriateness, 71191 Dundee Street. An addition with an attached garage, basically. An addition that includes an attached garage.
Like a little connected piece that's going to have a laundry room, a mudroom, and then the garage.
Mm-hmm.
You're just enclosing the carport, yes?
The carport, and I allow us to speak.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Good evening.
You need to come up here so they can
Yeah.
hear you online.
It's just
Thank
for the, audio.
Good evening. I'm Ann Rushing. I reside at 71191 Dundee Street. And I'm here this evening because I'm trying to get a two-car garage put on. And if you have the picture back up where the carport is existing now, that would be torn down. So it still would be connected to the home. So it's not, and it'd probably be a few more feet, few more feet out to the right. But it'll have two garage doors separately instead of one. I'm thinking of where I have the siding, doing the board and batten. I do have the plans here, but I see you have them on there as well.
We have them here, and we have a hard copy half set right here. Yes, that's a. Ron, have you?
I saw it online. I'm trying to remember it.
So it looks like.
That is the rear of the home, right? What you're looking at there. Okay.
Front elevation is basically what we would see. So it has the two garage doors, the new garage, the new connection, and the siding. Is this the one that had three materials? Brick, stucco, and siding?
Yes.
Okay. So which have you picked for this?
I'm sorry.
Which material is this garage going to be? Is it siding?
That's going to be brick.
And the only other brick is the lower part of the left side of the front elevation? Because it looks like siding above that, and then the little part where your front door is
That would
stucco.
be the only thing stucco. And this part, if I can go up here. I'm not sure if the budget allows. This is siding, but I wanted to board back up here,
Okay.
if that's allowed. But yeah, this would be brick. That's brick.
And so this existing home already has brick on it?
Yes.
The part to the, that's what's confusing about it. The part to the left, right where Kristen has the cursor, is brick. The part that encloses the attic up above is siding.
Siding,
No,
yeah.
no, on the other side. Yes.
Right here.
Right
The one
there.
that she wanted to
The
replace.
little front part is all stucco.
That's all stucco.
Which will still see stucco.
And that's all existing conditions.
Yes.
Right.
And the brick on the new addition would go all the way up to the peak, or would you match the board and batten you're thinking about on the left above
No,
the
the
garage
brick will
doors?
go all the way to the top.
Oh, and it would match the brick that's on the left?
Correct. Well, we're gonna paint the brick that's on the left to match the new brick, because the home is 32 years old, so we won't be able to find the brick.
Right.
So we're just going to break it, but we'll like a creamy, light beigey.
So all the brick will be painted the same color?
Exactly.
No, the new brick won't be painted, will it?
No,
Yes.
just,
Oh, the new
yeah.
brick
Yes,
will
we
be
won't be
painted.
able to find any brick
Oh.
to match.
So they'll add brick and then paint
All
all
the
of
brick
it,
will be painted.
paint it all the same
Will
color.
the board and batten that you're proposing be painted?
Yes,
Will the stucco be painted?
yes.
Okay.
And it would probably be all this same color.
Okay, well, I think that helps blend sort of the
Yeah,
painter's palette of materials. This was not, 32 years ago, this probably didn't go through historic, so.
No,
right.
So I think that's a good approach personally, and I think we'd like to see the colors when you do choose
that's
them,
not a problem,
and get a final decision on the board and batten.
not a problem.
And the garage doors will be like that, or is that just a placeholder?
Yeah, it'd be two separate garage doors instead of one.
Or will it look like that? Will they have arched heads? Will they have windows?
Look like that, no windows.
So that's just solid panels.
Right.
And they'll be what color?
I'm thinking like, not black, but like a dark color,
Bronze color or something?
whatever that's gonna match my shutters.
I don't
The
see
shutters, yeah, it's not shown on there. I have black shutters now.
Oh, there's existing on the house?
Let's look at those, because they
Is there,
probably,
yeah, do we have that photo? Is it right here? Is it in here?
I see the shutters, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they're like,
Actually, those windows didn't show. The windows that are on the picture of the house,
Yeah,
the
they
two windows on the lower left and I
the
think
window
the
up
window in the
Those
attic.
on the only one that has shutters on them.
Let's go back to the elevation, the front view of the elevation, because I think those are missing. That's what
I think
throwing
they
us
just
off. They just
didn't
simplified.
pay attention to the existing conditions. Or, that's not where they were doing work, so.
Up and over to the left. Yeah, so there are two windows on the front elevation that are missing to the left of the front door.
Correct.
A window up in the top of the attic there. Will you have a window on top of the attic on the garage to match that one? Or just
No.
like that, it'll be solid?
No, now let me say, once they get started, and if I think that I will put the window, can I like call and let you all know? I have to have that in place
You'd
beforehand.
have to, yes, because it's very simple. We could approve it now, I think, if you said, I'm gonna match the one that's over.
Right, it will
over
match.
The attic. I'm gonna call that an attic. I guess it's an attic
It
up there.
is.
So the windows would match, the colors of the existing brick and the new brick would match, the garage doors. I think we need a color palette of everything, and then if you're gonna do the shutters, you should show the shutters. Because the requirement for shutters, and I think your ones that are existing look like they're probably okay, but if you have a 3-foot window, the shutters need to be 18 inches. They have to look like they could actually,
Right,
Actually cover the
not a
whole window when they
1-foot
close.
shutter on a 3-foot window.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm gonna keep the shutters that I have.
But are you gonna put shutters on that new window?
On that
and the
new
connection?
window, I probably will, so it has to be, what size you said it has to be?
Well, how big
Half,
is your
half the
window?
width of the window, so that if it was real, it would.
Okay,
Now, I think we really probably need you to ask Diamond Design to do a final drawing of the front that shows the board and batten, that shows the windows, that shows the shutters, and then we can approve that by email, so we don't hold you up. But those garage doors are what we would be approving, not a different design. That window, the new window in the addition, which is called a 2/2, 2 panes of glass over 2, as opposed to 6/6 or something, and that looks like it matches the windows you already have, which look like they're 2 over 2.
They're just an
2 over.
unequal-
They're 4/2 because they have
Oh.
they go down further. But I think we need just a little more clarification so that you don't have to come back to us.
okay.
And then color. So I'll make a motion that, you have something else to say?
I was gonna say, can I just jot that down, or Kristen, you'll give me something what I need, okay.
We'll make the motion that covers you, and then you can work through Kristen. She can send us emails of the minor changes we're talking about, so you'll be okay to go. So I'll make a motion that we approve as submitted, subject to a revised elevation by Diamond Designs that shows all of the existing windows on the front elevation with shutters, as well as the proposed board and batten over the left side attic and its window, and any other windows proposed over the new garage addition or shutters. And finally, final approval of colors for all of the elements,
Okay.
which we can do by email.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that's good. I guess, I know we just voted on it. I did want to ask, I mean, we don't typically allow brick, but in this case, we're allowing it on the basis that it's an existing home with brick on it.
It's a non-historic, never went through the historic commission. I think it's a way to try to blend the three
Keep
different materials on the house into at least one cohesive unit. And brick and stucco are closer than, I think the board
Siding.
batten will be nicer than the siding too, up there.
Right. And then just to confirm, the exterior colors, I mean, would be uniform for everything?
Oh,
not,
yes.
Not different color for
Right,
each
no,
material?
no. It would
Okay,
be
yeah.
all uniform. The only thing would be different color would be the shutters.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
Right. Okay, well, thank you very much. Yeah, everything else can be done via Kristen. Ron, how would you like
Oh, I
this?
love it.
We'll assign it to Commissioner Blitch.
And what that means is that when you're finished all the work and you're looking for a sign off and a certificate of occupancy, Kristen will call us, give us a couple days notice. We'll make sure everything is like it is. Don't make any changes during construction without us knowing, because that usually causes an issue. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, next item on the agenda is 22315 Main Street, the Abita Springs Nature Conservancy, ADA accessibility improvements. I don't know where the paperclip went, but there's the signature page. So, this is a series of ADA ramps on the front and side and rear of this residence, which is being turned into a community center, city program. Probably could have described that better myself, but yeah. But regardless, and I guess full disclosure for this meeting, I did visit this with Kristen Tortorich just to review the submission by Greenleaf Architects in the field to just familiarize at least myself with all this. At that meeting, I did give some comments, and there have been proposed changes made to the Greenleaf proposal. However, Greenleaf has not submitted these changes into their documentation. So at this meeting, this page, what page of the application is this? Page 9 of the application. This kind of indicates the proposed update to improve the exterior ramps. Personally, I think it works. I think it's an improvement to having the ramp on the front of the building.
An improvement instead of the ramp on the front of the building.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. This is in my opinion, this is a better approach to have the ramp down the side, also connecting to the ramp that's going to be necessary further down where the existing carport is, and to avoid having any large ramp with rails in the front of the building. Maintains the existing front elevation of the building, which I think is desirable. Anyway, that's my input.
And I think you're right, Otto, and I think that what's originally proposed here, you'd basically see a ramp with a building behind it, because it would be the most prominent feature on Main Street. Moving it to the side, onto the Pine Street right-of-way side, like it's shown in the blue, you really won't see this view. This is all going to be sort of side by side going down the street. And I think the proposal is that we, because of timing, we approve in concept the location of the ramps, subject to final review of the drawings when they're modified.
Right. In addition, I mean, I don't have, there's additional ramps in the rear going down to the pond.
Go back to that, Kristen, right there. So that in the white and blue, it sort of shows where these new ramps would be, as opposed to being in the front, probably within the setback, if there was a setback requirement.
Yeah, if there was.
Yeah, so I think this will work better. The handicap spaces are going to a different level of the house. I guess there'll be lifts and stuff in the house, because I know I've been in the house several times. It's on many, many different levels.
Right.
I would hope that we can ask the designers to maybe look at a different design for the railings, because they're pretty. I know they came off of clip art, but they're pretty institutional, and maybe do something in wood or something that's more in line with the looks of the house.
Well, that's probably more closer to the final reality, at least.
Yeah.
Is this still too institutional? Do you want to be on?
Well,
Do we know the elevation of the porch from grade, because that determines whether you have to have pickets or not. You may only have to,
I can't confirm, but it's not. It doesn't look like it's 30 inches.
if it's less than 30 inches,
It could just be a handrail.
it could be only a handrail. If it's 18 inches, you need nothing. You could fall off.
Yeah.
So, but if it's less than 30 or 36, which is what our normal requirement is in a beta, you don't have to have the pickets. So you could have a railing, you might have a secondary railing
Right,
for wheelchairs,
You
like the lower sketch
what-
portion of it, but it doesn't have to look that institutional. It could be done in wood or a combination of wood and wire and stuff like that. But
So that's one thing that Greenleaf should update and clarify, because I heard somebody mention that it would be wood framed railing and or handrails. That's showing painted metal tubular rails. So we just want to make sure that
and additionally,
if that's the case, that's what's reflected, because that will look
additionally, if
significantly different.
If the level of that porch right there is less than 36, you don't need all those pickets, because it looks like all of it's going to be replaced anyway. So you can get rid of the pickets in a beta just sort of dominate the facades of all the houses because they're so heavy. But you may not need that, or you could do something. You can do something much less intrusive, even on the side and on the front. Then the house would be much more attractive. The roof's already been replaced, correct?
I don't have any issues with the ramps on the back. They're not visible. There's more room to work with them, and there's a pretty clear way to add landscape in the future to improve. But really, as far as from the street,
No, and ideally you'd want all the ramps to be similar in character, because the building has got a lot of different additions and wings added on, and you'd want to landscape it heavily anyway, which we don't have input on, but I know it'll be done nice.
just to make sure, this application is only addressing ADA ramps. Okay.
The rest of the scope of work is inside.
Yeah. Do you have one?
My motion would be to approve the concept of ramps on the east side of the building on Pine Street as opposed to the front on Main Street. And for final details and code complying requirements for the ramps, as well as the front porch railing, be submitted for final approval
At a staff level?
with our input through the staff and commissioner level. Right.
Okay. I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I'll take this one,
Please.
since I've already been involved. Could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. And our third item is Texaco sign and awning, 71011 Highway 59. Good evening. Are you Miss Tara Fudge?
I have to apologize, I got behind the mic on 12, and I wasn't planning on presenting today, so.
Oh, that's
I did
okay.
email, the proposal to, Heather emailed the one I had.
We
Yeah.
have it. We've seen
have
it.
it.
We've seen it.
Do you mind speaking into the microphone, just for audio
'Cause we're
purposes?
online.
Sorry about that. So I guess first, I spoke to the property owner, and he's under the understanding that the historic district of Abita Springs began at the bridge, like the bridge right I guess it's north of
Of
the station, of the Texaco station. And I said they obviously must have expanded the area because it's falling under the city at this moment. So I just wanted to confirm.
All the corridors around Abita, Harrison, Dog Pound Road, 59, 36, 435, are all covered by historic.
Okay.
Even if they're zoned commercial, whatever. And this is a pre-existing condition. This station has been there for many, many years, long before that happened, so.
Yes, sir.
And I believe AutoZone and Walgreens also went through this process with historic
Home Bank.
when they updated their signage and/or were constructed. I'm not sure which ones were constructed after historic.
They were both in historic and both went through historic with the original buildings.
Okay.
And I did speak with, I think it was Kristen and Heather in regards to the roundabout. And he said that he had no information on that. He had not been given any information. And I said, well, I think they don't have the information yet, but it is a proposal.
It is.
It's in design.
There's a potential that it will happen.
It's in the design stage at the state, and as we understood, and you would understand more, it will match the roundabout we have, a single lane roundabout, not a double lane, and the drawings, I think the town has somewhere the drawings for the roundabout that's here already at Main Street and Level Street, not Main Street, it's Holly Street in front of the church. Maple and Level. And that diameter of a roundabout could actually, from my recollection, could be into the pumps. They're pretty big.
Well, that's what, when I was discussing it with him, I was like, I did mock up a proposal for where the sign would go, basically where it's at now, but in looking, thinking maybe if they were going to start it, more south this way, but I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's probably going to take out that whole green space.
Yeah, I would think.
Labeled B.
Yes.
The roundabout at Sharp Road and at Lonesome Road are double roundabouts, so it won't be that big. It would be as big as the one right over here.
Okay. But I wanted to I know we didn't have the information on that, as far as the actual plans to go by, but.
Right. Yeah.
While I was here, I thought I'd at least get the questions answered because I spoke on the phone today with the office and they had questions in regards to materials and colors and things like that. So I thought I could at least speak to that, and then if we do move forward with the construction of putting another one up or if there's room for a new one or not, then we could cross that bridge at that
in the
time.
sign. If there's a potential, you might let them know that there's a potential that the station be moved to fit with the roundabout. As I understand it, the state covers the cost of everything they impact. Then the entire station would have to come through, the pumps, the covering, everything would come through here. And would probably end up looking more like the Shell station at 59 and Florida,
Oh, yeah.
Girard and yeah.
So
Not the Texaco, the Shell, because that went through Mandeville Historic.
Okay.
can I ask, I know there's two vendors and you're with America's Best Signs.
Yes.
So can you describe your scope of work in this whole package?
Okay, so currently, as you can see at the top, that's the current sign that's been there. On the bottom was what was proposed. It's like 6'11" by 5 foot, or 4'11", I think it is. So that, I'm not sure exactly how when I mocked it up, I actually put brick at the bottom, but the faces they had asked me about, the one on the left with the star, the white part that surrounds the background, like the white, is opaque. So at nighttime, right now, I mean, the way that they design them as far as this goes, the way the normal ones are designed, I should say, they are illuminated from within, but the white is opaque, so only the star, like the red around the star, is what illuminates, which, I know this is not large, and I do apologize for not being able to have this prepared for the actual whole group, but this is what, at nighttime, so the red around here, and just that center part is what illuminates. Now, I'm not sure if anything can illuminate.
When you said the center part, you mean the white around the T as well, just like that?
Yes,
Okay, I didn't understand it that way.
Oh, wait.
So the only part that would,
The red,
the red and the white around the white star
Like this.
and the red T would all be backlit plastic. This is the only part that would be dark.
okay, the entire Texaco circle would
Logo,
be
yeah.
backlit.
the circle
Yeah.
illuminates.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And then the bottom Techron thing would be like this as well?
So currently, the manufacturer makes them as a pan form acrylic plastic material, like most of your, of the gas Pricer signs are. And then on the Pricer portion of it, same material, it would just be the digits illuminate, through LED.
Right.
As they do now. I mean, I know that sign is not considered to be appropriate by size or,
Well, actually, the proposed sign is within the square footage limits, isn't it?
yeah.
I thought we had,
We sent an email saying that it needed to be 32, 35.
okay, so it's,
Okay, so
Closer.
there is a sign, I thought it was 32 as well, because, I'm just being logical, and TX32 is the name of it. But I did do the math, and when you add the 0.5 and the 0.25 on the, and
Oh, yeah.
so it ends up being 35 altogether. So there is a T30, which is 20 square foot. So it looks just like it, it's smaller. And I did bring a copy.
well, the important thing to know as you move forward is that the 32 square foot for the monument sign is what required. And
And
that sign,
that's the 32 square foot, from what I understand, that's actually the entire cabinet, like, correct? Not just
no, it's what you show as a sign, it would not include the base.
It would not include the base. However, your sign doesn't have any kind of frame or border or anything. If it did have a frame or border around the sides and the top or what have you, that wouldn't be part of the 32.
Okay, so it does have, it has like about a 2-inch retainer, or, I mean, the actual cabinet itself is about 2 inches. That red trim you see around it is like 2
That
inches.
is well, effectively, it's just a very thin frame. I guess what I'm trying to be specific that it's the graphic content of the sign that needs to be 32 square feet,
Okay,
not
I understand.
the
So it
frame
would
that
they
holds
would
it.
need to go with the actual T30 model if we are able to put one up, which is 20 square foot.
Well, I think, to meet if that's your only option is to jump all the way down to 20 square feet, that would be the option to get into the square footage correctly.
And that would probably bring the height down a lot and everything else, and then your base would have to probably be higher. It does say there that you're using the existing base, but there is no base, so that's a new base at the bottom. Doesn't it say new base?
It would
be
have to,
changed?
it would require.
I think another drawing showed it.
In my opinion, it would require, because of the fact that the left pole, left of the Texaco, is, in my opinion, too far close to the road to extend anything to the left of it. And the pole to the right is too far to the parking area to put a center mount on it, so it'd be too far into the parking. So I would have to propose that we would have to do an actual dig to put the pole in the appropriate spot.
It would just be a brand-new location.
Exactly. It would have to be a brand new build.
Okay.
And we would prefer for what's called a monument sign for there to be a base and not for it to be like the top one. If you look at AutoZone, Walgreens, and Home Bank, they were all approved by the commission, and they meet the square footage. They don't have internally illuminated letters. That's a good one there, Chris, and zoom in. So what you're looking at there, everything in the tan is metal or the ACM, the aluminum composite material. The only part that illuminates at night is the actual word AutoZone and those stripes. Everything else is solid. And
Okay.
same and a solid base. I think the base is block to match the building or stucco to match the building. I think the case is stucco. And Walgreens similarly is a brick sign with channel letters that are approved. Right, and so if you look there's nothing internally illuminated. There is no fiberglass or acrylic light coming through there. That met historic. That's all brick within the size requirement. So in that situation, as Otto was saying earlier, the only part that fell within the 32 square feet was the actual beige panel with the Walgreens raised letters, and we have a separate ordinance.
digital.
We have a separate ordinance on digital boards, and then Home Bank down the street was another sign approved. It was an internally illuminated sign proposed initially, but it is a solid sign. There is no plastic face. And again, the only place light comes through are the actual letters, Home Bank, and the HB. Everything else is solid on a brick base. So this is, those three signs went through this commission and they're all okay.
Okay.
We got a little ways to go, I think, on Texaco to fit within that.
I think so.
But you can get there. And that's,
I mean, I understand, I do understand the concept, and it would just get with their engineers to see if that's,
they have to have done stations in historic areas. They have to have some sort of. Yeah, so.
I
they
mean,
mu-
yeah, I would think.
Yeah. And honestly, if they want to be real heroes, they could do something with brackets or a roof or something to, like the shell in Mandeville, to be more compatible with the district.
You mean like did you say lighting up to, like lighting to the side? You mean like from the ground to the?
The Shell station in Mandeville, you want to go there?
I have a
Kristen?
picture, I think that was in the email, so I have that with me.
Yeah, I sent pictures of both of them when this was
I saw the
started.
Circle K sign, and it appeared to be plastic as well, but maybe
No, not Circle K.
oh,
We specifically prohibit internally lit fiberglass or plastic face signs.
okay.
Everything has got to look much more like it's been here for a much longer time. So we'll show you the shell. You do a street view of maybe
Where's our little
of
street
Girard and Florida or something.
Double click in maps, in the map, or it doesn't open it up. Usually it does.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay, so the Texaco there, which I'm sure will be retrofitted for your new branding
Well,
program.
that's Circle K.
We're not talking about this, that one that wouldn't meet historic. that go across the street, just turn to the left. And this is what I was talking about. This went through Mandeville's Historic Commission. It's got a little bit of roofing detail. It's got some nice brackets and things of that nature. It fits much, much better into Abita. If Texaco wants to, if you have to move the station.
Well, and look,
probably gonna have
we're
to do
talking
something
about,
like this.
we're also specifically talking about the canopy over the pumps,
Right.
not the monumental sign.
Right.
Right now, so just,
Right.
and I know that's probably outside of your,
Well, I mean, I do understand the scope of it. I can speak for Anthony here as to,
Okay.
I'm not sure if he had any plans for the actual, which I like that, the top of the canopy, making it look more, like you said,
But you see
historical.
what I was talking about, the brackets, you see the 45 or the 30-60 degree angle brackets above the pumps instead of just to actually look like something's holding up the roof. So that could be it. But we're not here to talk about that. But if you ever have to move your canopy, modify your canopy, or replace your canopy, that's kind of the direction.
Well, that was part of this project, was to re-image the canopy with, like, they won't do one or the other. They have to either do both or none. So what we proposed, and he sent, I'm pretty sure he sent the 3 shades of, like more of a creamy, like the ones that you had sent us of the 2 stations of the Shell and the Circle K, where it would just be like the fascia would be like that creamy off-white color. That it's not that dark. It's that's what LSI, which they initially had the project.
is that Pueblo? Is that considered Pueblo?
I'm not sure that
Because
I didn't,
we have this sample here, which is called,
that's a sample that Anthony
Pearl.
brought. That is not what that is. So that's
Right.
what LSI proposed, and then Anthony brought. We proposed a lighter, like a
And-
lighter.
Okay, well, we'll have to prove all that at some point, but there was also on those drawings, it has a PMS 123.
Do you know where that's going?
This is that color.
I have no idea
Bright
what
yellow.
I'm not with that. I'm not sure about that color because in all of the brand book that I go through and do, I've never seen gold anywhere. It's all white, red,
Golden shell, it's not Texaco.
and black.
Yeah, but that's what that says. That says it's this color.
Oh, that would look hideous.
Actually, the black that
yeah, I'm
is
not really
there-
sure what they're.
Yeah.
No, that's why he went ahead and dropped off the color swatch so that it would be clear. But that's what he had
Well,
proposed.
So what do
if
we,
the color swatch matched up with something that's shown on the drawings, we would feel confident that we know what we're looking at, but,
Oh no, yeah, well, and that will be, yeah. I just
oh, that
like
will,
I-
that will happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I learned late last night that y'all were nice enough and kind enough to put us on the schedule, so I kind of wasn't
no, we.
100%, but I thought it would be
Thank you for
beneficial
coming.
to come so that I could at least ask questions and answer questions if
Yeah.
and we could get kind of a
Okay,
little bit more.
so this that you presented, where the entire sign is plastic, would probably not work. Maybe, there's got to be less plastic, like AutoZone.
I mean, like I said, I'll get with the Chevron Texaco rep and meet with them and see. I mean, if it was me, I think maybe just the word Texaco, like if you look back at the other signs that y'all showed,
Yeah.
where the AutoZone just illuminates only, that you could
Right.
have just more like a creamy
Yeah, 'cause
colored
the-
facade,
the-
and then
the-
like have the words Texaco, and that would just the
There's
only
ways
thing
to
that
do
would
it.
come
The,
through.
the fear I would have approving something like this is the next time Texaco rebrands and they come up with something else, then this is just all gonna be plastic. And we've set a precedent we can't change. So we need to sort of look at those 3 signs, because you're part of that neighborhood. Oshner is building a new project right next to this. They're coming back for a sign, it's gonna look like those other 3. This is the time, this is an opportunity, I think, for Texaco to fit more in with the neighborhood with a pre-existing condition. Are you here not only for the pylon, but for the sign on the building too? Would you be doing that one too, the one that says Food Mart? Because I couldn't understand the drawings there. It said something, I interpreted those details as another drawing of just the Food Mart sign. No, there's a detail of just that sign, Kristen, page 8. Well, you almost had it, keep going.
So
Boom,
that would
right there.
be,
It looks to me on this one that everything is acrylic and solid, except for the Food Mart letters, if you look at the bottom right, which are raised You see the only piece that would be illuminated there would be the Food Mart letters themselves. The red is solid. And then again, the same issue with the star. But in that situation, it's much smaller. It's not the whole sign, basically. So that one, I think, is closer to what AutoZone did and stuff. But I think you understand the idea, and maybe.
I do now, I do much better now.
I would,
And that has that has a 32 square foot requirement as well, right, Kristen?
Yeah, I think I read the single-sided on a building is 32 as well.
That's 31.
Does that one, that one meets?
That's 31 at the
Okay.
top.
one comment I would make also in general is, I know that, you know, they had brought in this new cream color for the canopy, right? But then they have a different color painting on for the, like, it's light gray on the car wash and a light gray on the Food Mart. You know, it'd be ideal if those were all one color.
I agree.
And if possible, if that, I mean, it would look probably most cohesive if that color was also brought into the monumental sign at the front, and then it was all
That's kind of what I was thinking, like with the, if you did just the word
repackaging
Texaco instead of the
historic
star.
style.
That would also be more historic, in my opinion, but put the words Texaco instead of a star, but that would be, I mean, I'm not sure what they,
Who knows what their marketing team is willing to
yeah, I mean, I can't speak to that, unfortunately, I'm the installer, so.
You go back to the front of the station, Kristen. If
They probably, if I had to, I mean, if I would think they probably focused specifically on that canopy, made it that
There's
color,
another
and did not think to make the other colors
other way,
match, but I will share that information as well.
no, keep going. There's one that shows sort of the keep going, keep going, keep going. That one. I think Texaco would go a long way by looking at Riley's Auto Parts in Mandeville. A lot of the buildings on Florida, is it Florida? The Main Street drag of Mandeville, have put little canopies, little metal canopies, which you could put where that red band is. You could paint the whole building to look like old brick instead of old concrete block. And I just think that I would suggest that there's got to be something. I looked, I couldn't find anything. There's got to be something in Texaco's archives or this new branding
I as
program.
well could not find it, but that's why I'm
must-
going to bring all these recommendations or guidelines back to their engineering team.
Yeah.
I just want to make a suggestion. I know you're from out of state, but Anthony, who's in charge of the rest of the project, is in Covington.
Okay.
I think it would be very helpful for him to sit down.
Yeah. What's your timing on this? Is it, I mean, I know, I've seen this new branding of station all over, so they're happening all over. And that big, long white slash, I think, is something we were concerned about. I know it's the brand, I know it's Texaco, but this is a beta.
So that they did on the first round of adjustments they made to the plans, they did take that off. And like I said, I think they just didn't think to match that to the canopy, but I agree that would be.
Yeah, they kind of like addressed one
One
part
thing,
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So currently now, the LSI is now not, it's just going to be between myself, Anthony, and Mr. Robertson, the property owner, so.
I also know, just for information, that the building on top, which is red, that red's only recent. That red's only been there a year or two. And that should have come through the commission. So
Oh.
please explain to him that any signage, colors, things of that nature, any just painting an existing wall, unless you're matching what's there, which you could do with staff, has to come through the commission.
Because like when I spoke with him earlier, he was still under the impression about the bridge. That's why I'm just wondering if that's, because we didn't paint that.
I don't know how long Walgreens has been there. It's got to be close to 20 years. That's how long he's been in historic.
Right.
I will let him know. I think he might come to the next meeting as well, maybe, I'm not sure,
Well,
but
I think that would be,
Or we'll meet with him, we can meet with him separately outside of
Yeah.
a meeting, so it doesn't,
I'll let him know that as well.
sometimes we have 10 things on the agenda, but this is important for Vita, and we want to find a solution that works for Texaco and works for the town.
Okay.
well, so really, yeah, at this stage, we won't put this up for a vote.
Oh,
We
no,
just
no,
need-
I understand. Like I said,
more
I just wanted to
clarification.
be able to answer some of the questions in regards to the materials. The ACM is acceptable, the aluminum that they use.
Like it
to-
was used on Home Bank, like it was used on AutoZone. And in about an hour, you'll be able to see what they look like when they're turned on.
Right. Well, we appreciate you coming in to answer some questions for us.
So with this new branding, is the whole station operation changing? Or is the interior, the people that run the store going to be the same and all?
As far as I know, it's all that's the same. It's just basically what they're calling a re-image. So they're just like most of the projects we've
I like
done.
the biscuits in the morning, I was just asking.
Yeah, if it wasn't, yeah, exactly. If it wasn't for the,
Greg Lemons and Byron Armand, go have coffee there almost three
yeah,
times.
that part should stay the same, exactly. It's just, unless they move your
It's not
station,
Starbucks right now.
Yeah, right.
unless they put the roundabout in, you'll have to, hopefully they build it back so you can get your stuff that you like.
Well, this is just an aside, but there was a public meeting last week where in the new master plan of the town was discussed, and there was an outcry for no more gas stations of any type. So this is going to be a very valuable location that they should invest in, because there won't be any more coming. So let's do it right.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yep. Oh, no problem.
You've both been very nice, I want to say that, so that, because we deal with a lot of different municipalities and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Very helpful information.
All right. Any comments or announcements?
I would like to add to the record, thanks and kudos to the town for the trace lighting sign, lighting fixtures. It took how many years? 9 years to get those? 15. Maybe 15. But the original fixtures that were proposed were little 10-foot high signs with a light bulb on top, basically.
Oh, wow.
They were rejected by the Historic Commission, and previous administration said, well, we don't care. It didn't make it forward, so the new fixtures, I think, are appropriate in size and scale, and I hope we can get that carried through around the roundabout. And anytime we do lighting downtown, I think and I know Leanne was very instrumental in that, as well as everyone else, so congratulations on that.
And I just wanted, on that note, the fire station has reached out to get the cut sheets on those to try to match them.
Perfect,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. Oh, did we?
Oh, yeah, which, by the way,
Didn't we have Oshner
there was a
lighting?
cut sheet for the
Got
lighting.
Some other items.
No, that was just an update I gave you guys.
Oh, so it doesn't
Oh,
have to come
right,
through
yeah,
us.
yeah,
Okay, so we can talk about that separately. Okay.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn.
I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick.
They have to have